When I think about arranging my cellar, I think whites and reds first, and then young and old second, and then when I think about going downstairs and I want something that's white, red, young and old, and then regional. So I'm going to go based on regions, because as I said in the other videos, regions drive flavor styles for me. And I tend to go region first, producer second, and then I'm going to look for varieties. I mean, obviously varieties in there. Vintage is actually last, and varietal after the producer. Like, it's more important that it's Vietti to me than it is what grape he's working with. So I like the house of Vietti in Italy. I'm in Piedmont. I might go for the Barolo, I might go for the Barbaresco, I might go for the Barbera Asti. So, but I just love what Vietti does, right? So when I sort my cellar, that's kind of how I look at it. Yeah, so that's how I'm going to sort it. Your main job in a wine cellar is keep it cold. And if you have anywhere in your house where you're at ground temperature, that's the best room in the house. So, and then ideally the temperature that you want is dig a grave and bury your wine. You want a ground temperature, you want it 55, and you don't want it to change very much. So the worst thing is that if it gets over 65, 70, if it gets over 70, your wine's just aging really fast. It means up in the kitchen where it's really pretty to look at the bottle, it's aging really quickly. So you can show off your bottles, but you know, drink them in a month. They're not aging up there very well. They're aging too fast. So in the basement, it's perfect. You can keep them here as long as you like. If you don't have a cellar at all, you can just store your wines in the fridge at 40 degrees, 38, 42. That's okay. Don't go colder than that. But you know what an alternative is to go buy someone's used refrigerator and make it be your wine fridge, right? Just turn it in, set it to 50 or 55, and put your wine in there. And ta-da, you got a wine cellar. It could be upstairs next to your laundry room. Well, don't put it in your laundry room because it's going to shake, but you don't want to shake your wine. But you can put it anywhere in the house now because you got a refrigerator and it's closed and it's sealed and it's not going to go up and down in temperature, and it can be at the kitchen level and it's great. So you can put it in a closet. But those fridge temperatures, again, set it up to 50 or 55. Now you're even more efficient, and you got a wine fridge. Put your boxes in there, whatever, however you want to arrange it, make shelving. That's a pretty cheap way to have your wine storage. So if you don't have a basement, but if you do have a basement, you can spread out, make your wine storage. Many of you are more organized than me, and obviously that's a personal preference. Some folks are going to really want to organize and see world in different ways. I know what I put in here. I know I've got a smorgasbord. I discovered some cool things that I forgot I bought, which I'm so glad I have. And that's kind of the fun for me. It's about variety, and I know I've just got a whole bunch of wild things in here to entertain friends and learn from. So that's what my cellar's about. I don't worry too much about organizing it because I basically know what's in here. And I'm always adding to it. I go through my cellar pretty quickly. Pretty much an annual rotation. What's in here now will... except for the very age-worthy wines, they're all going to be gone. So I'll buy more. Let's take a look at some of these treasures. Now, there are a number of ways. Obviously, I've just got my wine in boxes because I've got so much, and I know it's in most of the boxes. But one way you can store wine if you don't have a perfect cold cellar is you can keep it in the shipping boxes you might have ordered the wines in. Styrofoam's really good, you know, it's not environmentally cool, we get it, but then don't throw it away. Keep it, right? Store your wine in there, and I've got my most ageable wines here, some wines that I want to age from France. and my, what I call my sweeties, my Sauternes, which I love. So if I want to age something, I'm going to put it in styrofoam and put it down here. So that's what this box is about. Yeah, that's fun. This is my French stuff. So cool. I've got a few Sauternes. I need to buy more. I love Sauternes. And then I just put it on its side. And I try to remember which way's up, you know. I heard this weird thing. This guy came into the winery one day and he's like, oh yeah, no, I go down to my cellar and I rotate my bottles every 3 months. I'm like, what are you doing? And he said, yeah, no, you rotate them. You're supposed to rotate them. And no, don't move your wines at all. When you put stuff away, you want to, if you're gonna age it for a decade, right? Put your bottle away, label up, and park it and leave it there. Don't touch it. Because when you get it 10 years old, you want to know where that little bit of sediment is. And if the label's up, it means the sediment's on the bottom, and you know that when you go up to the kitchen. So you go upstairs, you say, yep, that's the one I want. You walk upstairs slowly, you don't shake it, you don't do this, you don't do any of that stuff. And then you open it slowly, and then you decant with the mud on the bottom of the bottle, right? You're not going to decant it like that, because now it's glug, 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 and it's shaking all the mud that way. So when you store wine, put it in, label up, leave it alone on its side. That's the secret to aging wine in a box in your cellar. I put some wines upright. Not a problem in the short term, partly because I want to see what I got in here, and this is a relatively short-term box. I intended to keep these available, but I've got some really cool things. Some Wall Syzygy here, 2010. I had one of the other bottles recently, and it was really good. This Cabernet is really good. So I've got that upright to enjoy this season. In the long haul, you do want to have your corks wet, and that's why you put it on its side. But in short term, the cork has flexing, it's pushing against the glass, it's holding a seal. And it's going to really do that for over a year, right? Like if you go in a grocery store and you see all the wines, some of them, for better or worse, have been there for a year. They're not bad. Cork is actually resounding. Yeah, you want to put it on its side for a long time, more than a year, but I put a lot of these things upright because I would just want to see them when I walk in the room. And even these big bottles, I've had them upright for a season or two while I'm trying to design the shelving for them and put them away, and maybe actually put them away in a longer storage place. But you can have your wines upright for a little while. That's not a problem. You're not going to ruin the wine. You're not going to ruin your corks. And when it comes to screw cap, you keep them upright. Screw caps are even a better closure than cork, as it turns out. Yeah, just keep them upright. The only reason to age wine is, in fact, because it will be better later. It's the only reason why. There's no reason to age wine at all. If it's good, like New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, in fact, New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc is worse old. It doesn't get better. Blech. It's delicious young. It's like cut flowers. Cut flowers are great young. They're fresh. Some wines are like that. And those ones that are better later, you can't manufacture that flavor into the young wine. We can't make this old flavor. You have to age it. And so sometimes you want to do that. And the reward is pretty extraordinary when you get a wine that's really well aged. It's pretty cool. Hard to describe unless you go through it, but it's one of those aha moments like, oh, this food changed. Especially if you knew it when it was young and then you aged it. It's pretty cool. I would definitely say my most prized bottle is that big one right there. So this is for the kiddos. I've got one for each of them. This is the beauty that I made. It's a birth year. Yeah, the birth year wine. Cabernet from Finney Hill Vineyard. And yeah, So, Columbia Rediviva, Horsehaven Hills, Finney Hill Vineyard. And yeah, this is the 2005, right? 2005. The kiddo's birth year. And yeah, we'll celebrate that when she's 21 shortly. So yeah, that's really, really pretty darn special. And every time I pick it up, I'm like, don't drop it. And there's some more of those in here. And then this rock garden. This was really the first vintage of my rock garden estate vineyard that I planted for beauty in Oregon in the cobblestones. Named Rock Garden after my grandfather's rock gardening history in Connecticut. He was president of the American Rock Gardening Society. His wife was secretary. And I grew up running through their garden in upstate Connecticut in the Appalachian Hills, and named Rock Garden for them, for that family heritage in farming. I've got a box of wines I produced years ago. This Beauty 2023 Semillon blend. Gosh, it's turning a little bit golden amber, but I had one of those recently. It's startlingly good. Here's a 2004. In fact, it'd be fun to open this up on video and show you. Now, this is a little bit of an odd one. I know why that's low. That's happened actually in the beginning during bottling. So we'll see if that one's good. I'm sure it is just by the color, but if it's not, there's another 03. I'm keeping some of my wines here. Here's an 04, another 04. So we'll take these upstairs and see. But we'll open up one of these because, man, I had one of these this last summer. Whew. I wanted to make ageable white wines, and we did. And these are really fun to have. So I'll share those with you. Yeah, to me, that's what a wine cellar is. It's a place to put away some memories, anticipate, be patient. Yeah, I can go upstairs and enjoy some fruits of the cellar.